Hello, everyone. Sorry it took me a moment to get on, but this technology thing and me, we're not best buds yet. I'm working on it, but we're not there yet. But I had this great idea to do a quick little painting thought because, as you may know or may not know, I redid my countertops, and I kind of doing a mural in the kitchen, fresh new paint and everything. So I have this little area that I have a little shelf area, teeny tiny little shelf. And I thought I used to have some tiles that one of them said, I have a kitchen because it came with the house. So, but with, boys, they have thrown a ball or somehow wrestled and knocked it off and it's been broken. So I have this cute little shelf thing on this little bit of wall and nothing on it. So I wanted to create something fun to go along with what I've got going on in the kitchen right now. So I'm going to flip the camera around. Bear with me. I don't think I've done a painting live yet, but I'm just going to kind of take you step by step, maybe 20 minutes to 25 minutes, and I think I should be done, maybe even sooner. But we'll see how it goes. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I will try to answer them. And I'm going to flip the camera around and point you down. Maybe. Okay. So that's where we're going to be working at. And I'm just going to start. These are little drawer fronts, cabinet fronts, and doors that I had gotten from a guy. I bought a bunch of them because I wanted to use them for classes and different things. So this is a really perfect size. It originally started with this white color, but I'm going to kind of do that distressed style where I want the black to peek through my white. So I went ahead and I already did this step of painting it black. And then, hi guys, hello. I'm trying to wave at everybody, but we'll have to wait. Hello, thank you for joining me. Super exciting. This is very exciting. I'm going to put my tablet up and see if I can look at the questions that way. So let me go here really quick. I don't know how to do that actually. Maybe I can't do it yet. Okay, maybe not. I'll just every once in a while I'll keep. Hi Debbie, hi. Yes, it's been a minute since we've seen each other. Yes, and Jen and Kathy. Okay, so I went ahead and I painted this black. And all I'm going to do is I've got my paintbrush. And I have this one. I'm just going to paint it white. And let me move my soda. I'm going to take this pineapple stencil and I'm going to use the stencil. So I'm going to show you how to use stencils. I'm going to show you how to distress. My phone fell off. Okay, bear with me. Oh, my lordy. Hi, Marcia. Hi, guys. Bear with me just a second. Let me get it back on. Hopefully it'll stay and you guys can see. And you're looking at the ceiling. I guess you don't want to see that. Hi, Holly. Okay, let me see if I can get it to stay. Okay, give me just a sec, guys. Let me see if I can get it to stay. I'm afraid it's going to keep falling off. Bear with me. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I think this little rubber piece came off, and that's to hold it on. So let me put this back on. I was trying with my tablet, but my tablet kept saying it didn't have good connection. Let me scoot it down a bit. Maybe that'll do it. I'm afraid I'm going to hang up on you guys. Let me see if that'll work. Okay, everybody can see me okay? All right. Every once in a while, I'll just push it back, make sure it's staying on. Okay, so where was I? Oh, we're doing the stencil. So I'm going to do this cute little stencil. I have kind of a tropical theme in my kitchen. So I'm going to do this cute little pineapple stencil. But first I'm going to put my white paint on. And I actually just have a gallon of white paint over here. And I'm just going to get it on there. I'm going to paint my edges first. Get it all on there. And some of you probably know to paint your edges first, right? I always say that. So then you're not trying to paint your piece with a wet top. Okay. I'm going to smooth out my strokes just so I have a nice smooth finish. Set it down, and then I'm just going to get my paint on top. Oh, good. Yes, I did too. My countertops, she said that she loved my counters. And my countertops I painted right when we moved in. Well, shortly after we moved in 14 years ago. And it lasted a good solid 14 years without me really doing anything careful. So, okay, so I just have that quick color. I'm just going to blow dry it really quick so we can have a faster time. Right, some of it's still wet, but I think that's okay because when I come back, I do want some of that black to shine through, remember? That's the whole purpose. I want it to have that kind of distressed feel. And so I'm going to just take that water because I put my brush in the water. And I'm just going to grab some more paint and I'm just going to kind of go over a little bit more. Hi, Kathy. How are you doing? Are you guys surviving all this crazy quarantine, stay-at-home stuff? I'm getting a lot done, so for me, it's good. But it does kind of drive me crazy that, you know, the kids are here and they can't get things done and go see their friends. And I miss my friends terribly. Okay, so I just gave another quick coat. Nice, smooth strokes. I'm going to hit it with the hair dryer. Oh, that's good to hear, Kathy. I'm glad. Let me just blow dry it really quick again. Okay, I'm sorry about the hair dryer, guys, but I kind of wanted to just show you this process of how I'm going to get that distressing coming through. And so I need a little bit of a dry background before we can distress. Some of it's still kind of wet, as you can see here in this corner. It's still a little bit shiny and a little bit in the little grooves here. It's a little bit wet, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. And I have some, you can use a sanding block or you can use sandpaper. Sandpaper you can mold a little bit more. I'm going to grab it. I thought I had it over there. But sandpaper is a little bit more flexible and you can get into the grooves and stuff a little bit easier than with the sanding block. Sanding blocks is good to have firm hands and you can just get a good size portion over top of it. So we're going to see how it works. It might vary a little bit. So you remember, if you just joined us, I started with a black little board here, and then I'm painting it so white, so then I can distress the edges and have that black peek through to have that kind of distressing look. And you're just going to kind of work it through anywhere where there will be some aging. Whoops, where you at? See how you took a little bit off? And that black, you don't want to sand too much because then we'll sand away our black and I won't have any of that black peeking through. I don't want it heavily distressed, but I can do another lesson on really heavily distressed chippy paint, and I can do that on another one. So, but I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to pull away some of that black on the edges. I am being mindful of where I want to pull the paint off, usually corners, on the edges, wherever it would naturally kind of occur when you're hitting like a chair against the table or a railing that somebody's walking up against, you're rubbing against. So kind of naturally where it would go. And it's up to you how distressed you want it. I'm just going to keep going until I get it to where I want. And I'm going to do a little bit on the top. I'm going to use my block. And I'm just going to kind of come in here. Nope, just joking. Not going to use my block because it's not taking anything off. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to pull a little bit away. See, does anybody have any questions? If you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm here for you. Just because we're not in the studio. Did you guys see my Facebook Live about the studio and how sad the studio is without its students? Very sad. All right. So I'm just going to kind of scuff it up. And then I'm just going to kind of wipe back anything that is left over. Just so when I lay my stencil down, I'll have a nice smooth surface. Okay. So look how great that looks. Simple, really easy. I don't like a lot of distressing, but I do like a little bit. And I like the black to show through. Okay. Now I'm going to get my little, it's a Martha Stewart. I don't know if you can see that. Martha Stewart stencil. And they're sticky, so they're repositional. But I'm just going to, it fits just perfectly on here. So I'm going to just eyeball it. You can measure it if you need to measure it, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Not going to take the time to do it. And I'm just going to kind of press it down to make sure we are good and secure. I have never used her stencils, so this is the first time, especially these sticky stencils. Okay, now I'm doing a tropical kind of theme in my kitchen, so I'm going to put down a little bit. I'm going to make my pineapple. I'm going to see how I like it, kind of like a sunset. So I'm going to take some red, some orange, and some yellow, basic colors. There we go. And I have a stencil brush, but you can also use a foam brush if you want to. So either way, they will work. Hi, Jen. How are you? How have you been? Okay, so I'm just going to take my stencil brush and I'm going to dip and dab. I know you guys have heard that before. Dip and dab. I'm going to dip it in the paint, dab it on the plate. And with stenciling, you don't want to use a lot of paint. But we do need to use a little bit because we need to be able to blend our orange into it. And I know some of you have heard me say wet on wet paint. So I'm going to now from this line here, I'm not going to make it perfectly straight across. Now I'm going to grab some of my orange paint. Not even going to rinse my brush. I'm going to dip and dab and I'm going to overlap that red paint. And I'm going to kind of go into that red and I'm going to move up. Now I'm going to wipe off my brush and I'm just going to grab orange paint again. So there's not as much red in it. Pounce, dip and dab, overlap. And I'm pouncing. I'm going to brush that orange paint off. I'm going to dip and dab into my yellow. Overlap into that orange. To have that overlapping look. And then I'm going to grab just straight yellow, yellow. And I'm going to go up to the top. And I'm just going to be careful of my little leaves up there. I am going to paint over it, so no worries if you get a little bit in there. Just try to be a little bit careful. You can also tape it off if you don't want that color in there. Okay, can you see how I did that? And it's wet on wet, so it blends in really nice. Now, I am going to rinse my brush. Get all the yellows and the oranges and the reds out. I'm going to get all the water out of my brush. We don't want any water in our brushes. And now I have two greens. I have a dark green and kind of a brighter green. And then I'm also going to use the yellow for the tips of it. But I'm going to start with my dark green and then this mid-tone green. And then my yellow. And I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to dip and dab. Dip and dab. I'm going to come in here very carefully. The bottoms of my leaves. The pineapple leaves. Okay, I'm going to dip and dab into the mid-tone green, the brighter green. And then I'm going to take that into that dark green. And remember, this is wet on wet. Okay, I'm going to take some of that paint out of it. And now I'm going to grab that yellow and I'm going to dab a little bit. And it's going to intermix with some of this green that I have here. So it'll kind of create a lighter bit of green. Kind of take it into your leaves a little bit. Overlap your colors. And I'm taking it all the way up. I'm going to dip and dab a little bit more. Aw, thanks, Debbie. Yes, I know it's really hard. And I wish you guys could see the new studio too. Okay, and then I'm just going to come right in here for these. Oh, I have too much paint there, so I'm going to take some of this paint off and come back and dab. Okay? So now at this point, I'm going to look anywhere that I see any peekaboo white. And I do see some kind of in the reddish orange area. So I'm going to rinse my brush. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this one more time. Get all that green out of it and then get all the water out of your brush. And I'm going to do the same process. I'm going to dip and dab into my red. My red was almost dry anyway, so this is good. I see a couple peekaboo whites, which I don't want. And then I'm going to grab, dip and dab my orange, and it's going to be red orange. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that color off. I'm just going to grab orange. Make sure you overlap into each color. I'm going to take that color off. And I'm going to grab just the yellow. I might have to get a little bit more yellow. But then I'm going to overlap into my orange. Let me get a little bit more yellow real quick. Then I'm going to overlap, make sure I don't see any peekaboo whites. I know a few of you have heard that term before as well. I may have already said that. I felt like a deja vu there for a moment. All right. Okay, I think I'm a little bit happy with that. I'm going to come back in. I'm going to rinse my brush. Actually, I'm going to take my little extra sponge brush so I don't waste time. And I'm going to dip and dab the same way. But then I'm just going to kind of touch the ends with just a hint of that yellow. Just simple bright yellow. Just to get that pointed end. I'm dipping the paint in one side and then kind of softening it with the other end. Okay. All right, so I've got that done. Now I'm going to pull it off and we shall see the results. So hopefully this pulls off nice and smooth. You want to pull off kind of slow. You don't want to rip it off, but you want to be continuous. Look at that. Super cute. Let me put this over here. Look at that. How cute is that? That's super cute. Okay, and then all I need to do is put like a little hanger thing on the back here. No, it's going on my little shelf. Never mind. You can also just set this in a little cute little metal easel, and that would be super cute as well. So, well, this is it. I hope you guys liked it. It was super quick. This was to test out the Facebook Live for bigger projects because I plan on doing some more. And I plan on doing more on my YouTube channel as well. So hopefully all this stay-at-home business will stop. And then we can get back in the studio. Being in the studio to be. I think I lost you for a second. So thank you, Kathy. All right, you guys. Look for the free lessons. I Zoom at noon on Thursdays and Fridays with art lessons. So if you're interested in that, you guys can message me as well. Okay? You guys take care. Thank you. Send any comments or anything. Hold your phone still. Get it working before you start live. Anything. Just let me know. Stay safe, you guys. Bye.